Listen carefully. The world is a battleground, and the number one enemy is comfort. Your couch, your safe job, your routine, they are prisons disguised as security. If you want anything extraordinary, wealth, success, respect, power, you must be willing to risk. You must step into arenas where you can lose. Because if there's no chance of losing, there's no chance of winning big either. Understand this, every titan you admire. The ones who own empires, who live free, who dominate, they didn't get there by playing safe. They bet on themselves when nobody else would. They looked fear in the eyes and said, "Move." But here's the catch. It's not about being reckless. It's about calculated risk. You don't jump off a cliff without a parachute. You study, you plan, you prepare, and then you leap while others are still standing on the edge crying about what ifs. A fear is your compass. When you feel fear, it's not a signal to stop. It's a signal that you're heading towards something powerful. You feel it because your body knows this move matters. Failure, good. It means you had the courage to try. Most people are so scared of failing that they end up failing by default, by doing nothing. Remember, life punishes hesitation and rewards bold action. Every second you hesitate, someone else takes what could have been yours. So get this burned into your mind: no risk, no reward. The ones who risk smartly, consistently, and ruthlessly, they are the ones who build the life they want, while the cautious sit and watch. Stand up, move fast, take risks, win big. Comfort zones are silent killers. They don't announce themselves loudly. They creep in like a thief in the night, stealing your ambition, your drive, and your hunger without you even noticing. They feel warm, they feel safe, they feel familiar. And that's exactly why they're so dangerous. Comfort convinces you that staying the same is fine. It tells you that trying something new is risky, that chasing bigger dreams could hurt you, that stretching beyond what you know might cause failure or embarrassment. It sells you the illusion of safety, while chaining you to mediocrity. Most people live their entire lives trapped inside these invisible cages, mistaking them for homes. They wake up, go to a job they tolerate, come home, watch the same shows, eat the same food, talk to the same people, repeat the same conversations, and feel the same dull dissatisfaction in the pit of their stomachs. They never really ask themselves, is this all there is? Because doing so would mean confronting the painful truth that they have settled for far less than they are capable of. Comfort makes you numb. It strips away the natural instincts you were born with, the hunger to win, to grow, to conquer, to evolve. It pacifies you with small pleasures while slowly killing your dreams. Understand something: real growth only happens under pressure. Diamonds are formed under extreme pressure and heat. Muscles grow only when they are pushed beyond their previous limits, to the point of exhaustion and breakdown. Minds sharpen when exposed to challenges, uncertainty, and risk. None of these transformations happen in comfortable, predictable environments. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you reinforce the walls of your cage. You become a little weaker, a little softer, a little less alive. Your potential rots while your comfort zone grows stronger around you like an iron prison. Stepping outside of your comfort zone is supposed to feel terrifying. That's the point. Fear is not your enemy. It's the beacon that signals you are moving in the right direction. When you feel fear, when your heart pounds and your palms sweat, when you doubt yourself, it means you are standing on the edge of growth. Most people see that edge and turn back. Champions feel the fear and move forward anyway. They understand that fear is temporary, but regret is forever. People love to wait until they feel ready. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect alignment of stars. Newsflash: you will never feel ready. You will never be 100% prepared. Waiting for comfort before you act is another trick your mind plays to keep you trapped. You have to leap while you're scared. You have to move while you're uncertain. That is the only way you ever shatter the walls of the comfort zone and taste the life that was meant for you. There is no comfort in growth and no growth in comfort. You are either moving forward or falling behind. Stagnation is an illusion. In this world, if you're not climbing, you're sinking. And life, brutally honest as it is has no sympathy for the cautious. It rewards those who dare, those who step into the unknown and make it theirs. It rewards the brave, the bold, the ones willing to trade short-term comfort for long-term greatness. You need to look at your life with ruthless honesty. Ask yourself where you have been playing it safe, where you have been pretending that you're making progress while actually standing still, where you've allowed comfort to make you lazy, complacent, or weak. And then you must declare war on your comfort zone. You must treat it like an enemy that threatens everything you could become. Every day, you must seek discomfort intentionally. You must chase challenges, embrace uncertainty, take risks that scare you, have conversations that intimidate you, set goals that seem impossible. Over time, discomfort will become your new normal. Fear will become excitement. Risk will become opportunity. You will look back at the cage you once called your life and wonder how you ever tolerated being so small. Freedom, power, success, fulfillment, all of it waits just beyond the edge of comfort. But to get there, you must have the courage to move, even when every fiber of your body begs you to stay safe. The choice is simple, but brutal: live chained in comfort or break free through courage. No one can make it for you. And deep down, you already know which one will make your life worth living. Every great success story you have ever heard of, every legendary figure who changed the game, every person who made an impact so massive that the world couldn't ignore them. They all have one thing in common: they took risks. Without exception. There is no victory without sacrifice. There is no greatness without danger. People who achieve massive success are the ones who are willing to step into uncertainty when everyone else runs from it. They are the ones who bet on themselves when there were no guarantees, no safety nets, and no promises. They understood something critical. The bigger the dream, the bigger the risk. If success were easy, if it were safe, if it were comfortable, everybody would be living at the top. But look around you. That's not how it works. The majority settle. They settle for average careers, average lives, average impact. Not because they are not capable of more, but because they fear risk more than they desire greatness. Success demands a price. It demands that you step off the well-lit path and into the unknown. It demands that you put something on the line. Your time, your money, your reputation, your comfort, your pride, and gamble it for something bigger. Every entrepreneur who built an empire started with uncertainty. Every athlete who rose to greatness pushed through the possibility of injury, failure, and defeat. Every artist who created a masterpiece battled the risk of rejection, criticism, and obscurity. They all knew the risk was real. They just decided that the possibility of glory was worth the potential of failure. That decision is what separates the legendary from the forgotten. Most people let fear of loss stop them before they even start. They paralyze themselves with questions. What if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if it all falls apart? But the successful flip the script. They ask a different question. What if I win? What if it works? What if taking this risk unlocks a life beyond my wildest imagination? Understand this: when you avoid risk, you also avoid opportunity. Opportunity is disguised inside risk. They are two sides of the same coin. You cannot grab one without embracing the other. If you only move when it's safe, you will never move far. If you only act when there's a guaranteed outcome, you will live a life so small it will choke you. The world belongs to those who are willing to jump, to swing, to dive into the chaos and carve order from it. Risk does not mean stupidity. It does not mean blind gambling. It means intelligent aggression. It means making calculated moves with the understanding that, yes, you might lose, but you also might win bigger than you can currently imagine. Risk is the fire you must pass through to forge strength. It is the test that determines if you truly deserve the rewards you claim to want. Everyone talks about success. Few are willing to endure what success demands. Few are willing to face their own doubts, battle their own fear, and take the leap. When you read biographies of the greats, you notice a pattern. Every single one of them had a moment, or many moments, where they stood at the crossroads. One road led back to safety, comfort, and mediocrity. The other road was unmarked, dark, dangerous. They chose the dangerous path. They chose the risk. And because of that, their names are remembered while others are forgotten. Because of that, they lived lives filled with power, achievement, and meaning, while others merely existed. If you want a life that is extraordinary, you have to accept that risk is part of the deal. You have to become the kind of person who doesn't shy away when the stakes are high, but steps forward with fire in your eyes. You must learn to trust yourself under pressure. Trust your skills. Trust your instincts. Trust that even if you fall, you can get back up stronger, because you will fall. That's part of it. But every fall sharpens you. Every scar becomes armor. You cannot build a legendary life from the comfort of the sidelines. You have to get into the arena. You have to swing when others are too scared to move. You have to put your pride, your energy, your future on the line, and fight for the life you know you were born to live. Every great success story is built on risk. Yours will be no different. There is a massive difference between taking a calculated risk and acting out of stupidity. People often confuse the two, and that confusion has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could. Taking risks is essential for success, but the key is knowing which risks are worth taking. Calculated risk is not about throwing yourself into danger blindly. It is about making strategic moves after careful analysis, understanding the potential downsides, preparing for them, and deciding that the possible reward outweighs the possible cost. Stupidity is when you jump without thinking, act without planning, and expect luck to save you from the consequences. Smart risk takers are not reckless, they are strategic warriors. They study the terrain before they charge into battle. They know the worst case scenario and still choose to move forward because they believe in their preparation, their skills, and their ability to adapt. If you invest in a business, you study the market, understand the product, anticipate the challenges, and prepare your mind for the worst outcome while aiming for the best. That's calculated risk. If you throw all your savings into something because it sounds cool without doing your homework, that's stupidity. In life, you are not rewarded for simply being brave. You are rewarded for being brave and smart. Courage without strategy is suicide. Success demands that you not only move boldly, but move intelligently. It demands that you learn, that you prepare, that you anticipate obstacles before they happen. There is an art to taking calculated risks. It begins with information. You have to know what you are getting into. You have to ask yourself hard questions. What are the potential rewards? What are the potential dangers? If it goes wrong, can I survive it? Can I adapt? Do I have a backup plan? You do not need to have every answer. You never will. But you must have enough clarity to know the playing field you're stepping onto. Fear will always exist, but knowledge and preparation are weapons that allow you to fight that fear. The world is full of people who either move too slow because they overanalyze everything or move too fast because they ignore everything. Both are failures in disguise. The calculated risk taker strikes the balance. They gather information quickly, make decisions quickly, and move with speed, but not with blindness. Their movements are aggressive but measured. Their attacks are bold but based on understanding. This is how winners operate. They are not gambling their future on hope. They are investing their energy based on information and instinct sharpened by experience. Think about the best fighters, the best entrepreneurs, the best investors. None of them make decisions by rolling dice. They study patterns. They understand probability. They develop the discipline to say no to opportunities that look good but lack real depth. They also have the courage to say yes when the numbers, the patterns, and their gut instincts align. They know that sitting still is also a risk of missing out, a risk of stagnating, a risk of becoming irrelevant. Every choice carries risk. The key is choosing the risks that push you closer to your goals instead of ones that set you up for self-destruction. Calculated risk takers know when to hold back and when to strike. They know that timing matters. Sometimes the best move is to wait, build strength, gather information, and watch the chaos unfold until the right moment presents itself. Other times, hesitation is deadly, and you must act decisively. This awareness, this understanding of timing and preparation, separates the real players from the amateurs. Success is not about taking every risk. It's about taking the right risks at the right time with the right preparation behind you. You have to train your mind to think like a strategist, not a gambler. Emotions are natural, but they cannot control your decisions. Fear, greed, excitement, all of these must be filtered through logic and strategy. You must ask yourself, am I moving because I have a clear advantage or because I am desperate for a win? Am I chasing a fantasy or am I executing a plan? If you cannot answer these questions honestly, you are not taking a calculated risk. You are being reckless, and recklessness eventually leads to failure. To master life, to build an empire, to become legendary, you must respect the power of calculated risk. Reckless men fall. Strategic men rise. The battlefield of life does not forgive stupidity, but it rewards courage backed by preparation and discipline. Make your moves with precision. Dare boldly, but dare intelligently. This is how you separate yourself from the herd and claim what few ever will. Pain and fear are not your enemies. They are not signs that you should stop. They are not barriers designed to keep you from your dreams. They are indicators, flashing signals telling you that you are on the right path, that you are entering the territory where true growth happens. Weak minds interpret pain and fear as commands to quit. Strong minds recognize them as proof that they are moving beyond their limits. If you are not feeling pain, you are not pushing yourself hard enough. If you are not feeling fear, you are not dreaming big enough. The very sensations most people run from are the ones that should pull you closer to your goals. Pain is the body and mind's response to stress and change. It means you are stretching beyond your current capacity. Every time you feel it, you are building a new level of strength. When you lift weights, your muscles tear slightly under the load, and that tearing is painful. But that pain is the beginning of growth. It is necessary. It is how your body adapts and becomes stronger. The same rule applies in every area of life: business, relationships, discipline, leadership. If the process doesn't hurt at times, you are still playing safe, still operating inside the bubble of your comfort zone. No one transforms in the absence of pain. Pain is the forge where champions are made. Fear, on the other hand, is the mind's way of warning you that you are stepping into the unknown. It does not mean danger is guaranteed. It means uncertainty exists, and your brain, built for survival, sounds the alarm. But survival is not the goal of a fulfilled life. Conquest is. Domination is. Expansion is. Fear arises when you are on the verge of evolution, when you are about to level up, when you are facing a challenge that could destroy the old version of yourself and give birth to a new one. The presence of fear is not a signal to retreat. It is a signal to advance with heightened awareness, sharpened focus, and unstoppable aggression. Understand this: pain and fear are not stop signs. They are green lights disguised as red lights. They test your resolve. They ask, how badly do you want it? Most people turn around when they encounter these feelings because they have been programmed to believe that struggle is failure. But struggle is proof of pursuit. If you are struggling, it means you are in the game. You are in motion. You are alive, and you are hunting something bigger than you. The ones who endure the struggle, who dance with the pain, who face the fear and move anyway, are the ones who emerge victorious. You must rewire your brain to seek pain and fear as evidence of progress. When it hurts, when you are scared, tell yourself good. This is the place where most people quit. This is the place where legends are made. You must learn to find comfort in discomfort, to feel the fear in your chest and smile, knowing that you are about to transcend who you were yesterday. Fear is not a wall. Pain is not a prison. They are necessary rites of passage. You will never eliminate pain and fear completely. They will always accompany real ambition. You can either fear them and let them control you, or you can welcome them and let them fuel you. Every time you push through fear, your courage grows. Every time you endure pain, your resilience deepens. Every battle scars you in ways that harden your mind, sharpen your instincts, and expand your capacity for greatness. You must stop seeing pain and fear as curses and start seeing them as allies. The greater your mission, the greater the pain and fear you will face. This is the natural law of progress. No one climbs to the peak of the mountain without bleeding, sweating, and fighting their inner demons. No one conquers anything valuable without first conquering the weakness within themselves. Pain is temporary. Fear is fleeting. Glory is eternal. Your relationship with these two forces will determine the size of the life you build. Embrace them. Hunt them. And when you find yourself hurting and scared, understand you are exactly where you are supposed to be, standing on the battlefield where your future is being decided. Fortune does not land in the laps of the timid. It does not bow down to the hesitant. It does not hand itself over to those who wait for permission or who move cautiously through life hoping to avoid discomfort. Fortune, success, wealth, glory, they belong to the brave. The universe respects boldness. It rewards those who are willing to stand up when everyone else sits down. Those who take massive action when others overthink, and those who risk losing everything because they believe deep down they are meant for more. Being brave does not mean being foolish. It means acting in the presence of fear. It means daring to chase something so big that it terrifies you, and then doing it anyway. The truth is, most people live life trying to minimize risk, avoid embarrassment, and stay in their safe little boxes. They think that if they just stay quiet, stay careful, and avoid mistakes, life will eventually reward them. But that is not how reality works. Playing small is punished. Playing safe is ignored. The world is brutal to the average and indifferent to the fearful. Only those with the courage to step into the fire, to stake their claim with their actions, are recognized, rewarded, and remembered. Fortune is not a game of chance. It is a game of courage. It waits in the places most people are too scared to go. Bravery is the catalyst that transforms potential into power. You can have the best ideas in the world, the strongest dreams, and the sharpest talents. But if you are too afraid to move, it means nothing. Action is the separator. Bold, aggressive action is what builds empires and legends. It's not the ones with the safest plans who win. It's the ones who move first, move hard, and are willing to get punched in the mouth if it means getting closer to what they want. Bravery is about betting on yourself when no one else does. It's about walking through doors no one opens for you. It's about raising your hand when the world tries to silence you and saying, "I'm coming for everything they said I couldn't have." Most people will tell you to be careful, to be realistic, to not get your hopes up. They will project their fears onto you because they gave up on their own dreams a long time ago. You cannot listen to them. Their words are chains meant to trap you in the same cage they locked themselves in. You must be deaf to doubt. You must be blind to fear. You must develop the kind of internal fire that refuses to be put out by the opinions or failures of others. Fortune favors the brave because bravery itself reshapes the world. Every invention, every breakthrough, every revolution happened because someone chose to act when others chose to hide. Courage multiplies. When you act with bravery once, it becomes easier to act again. You start to build a momentum that cannot be faked, cannot be copied. Every bold move strengthens you. Every risk you survive makes you more dangerous. Every time you dare to fail, you become more capable of winning on a bigger scale. The brave understand that losses are part of the process. They don't fear mistakes because they know mistakes are data, experience, ammunition for future victories. They move forward knowing that the only true failure is quitting. You have to live like fortune is watching you, waiting to see if you have the guts to claim what you say you want. Every decision, every hesitation, every act of boldness is a message you send out. Either I am ready or I am scared. Fortune chooses those who are ready. It chooses those who are not perfect, but persistent. It chooses those who charge into the unknown because they trust their ability to conquer whatever they find there. No one is born brave. Courage is a decision made over and over again until it becomes who you are. The ones who rise to the top are not fearless. They have simply learned to move even when fear is screaming in their ears. They have learned to bet on themselves even when there are no guarantees. They have learned that fortune is not handed out, it is taken. If you want greatness, stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stand up, step forward, and take it. The world belongs to the brave. Comfort is the silent killer of dreams. It creeps into your life disguised as peace, disguised as satisfaction, disguised as happiness. But it is none of those things. Comfort is the trap that keeps you where you are while your ambition rots away inside you. The moment you choose comfort over challenge, you start dying slowly. You stop growing. You stop pushing. You stop becoming the version of yourself that could have dominated your world. Comfort zones are not safe places. They are prisons built by fear. And every day you stay inside them, the walls close in a little tighter, stealing your potential piece by piece. The truth is, anything you want that is extraordinary exists far outside the walls of your comfort zone. Wealth, power, respect, mastery, greatness. They are all rewards for those who are willing to be uncomfortable. They are rewards for those who are willing to wake up earlier, train harder, think sharper, and endure more pain and more failure than the average person. If you feel comfortable, you are not growing. If your life feels easy, you are not moving toward anything meaningful. Growth only happens when you step into situations that challenge you, scare you, and force you to adapt. Most people will do anything to stay comfortable. They will lie to themselves, lower their goals, and make excuses just to avoid the temporary discomfort of change. They will surround themselves with weak people who validate their laziness. They will build a world so small and predictable that nothing can threaten it. But in doing so, they kill their ambition. They suffocate their hunger. They destroy the fire inside them that once wanted more. Ambition is a living thing. It must be fed with challenges, risks, pain, and relentless action. Starve it with comfort, and it withers until it is nothing but a distant memory of who you could have been. Understand that comfort is addictive. The more you feed it, the more it demands. A little laziness becomes a habit. A small compromise becomes a lifestyle. One skipped opportunity becomes 100. Comfort rewards you in the short term with ease, but robs you in the long term of pride, achievement, and fulfillment. You cannot allow yourself to live at the mercy of comfort. You have to deliberately seek discomfort. You have to program your mind to crave the struggle, to hunger for challenges that sharpen you and harden you. Every time you force yourself out of your comfort zone, you become stronger, smarter, and more dangerous. The process is simple but brutal. You have to choose the hard path on purpose. Choose the workout that hurts. Choose the business idea that scares you. Choose the conversation that makes you nervous. Choose the goals so big they make you question if you're capable. And then attack them relentlessly. Do not negotiate with your comfort zone. Do not reason with it. Destroy it. Every time you destroy a piece of it, your world expands. Your capacity grows. Your confidence builds. You start to realize that everything you thought you couldn't do was a lie built by your fear of discomfort. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that they can stay comfortable now and somehow still achieve greatness later. It doesn't work that way. Every day you stay comfortable, you are falling behind. Every day you avoid discomfort, you are training yourself to be weak. Discipline must become your lifestyle. Hunger must become your identity. You must move toward the pain, the fear, and the uncertainty, not away from it. That is where growth lies. That is where success is born. The comfort zone might feel good now, but in the end, it only leads to regret. Regret for the risks you didn't take, the battles you didn't fight, the empire you never built. Make a decision. You will not live and die inside the prison of comfort. You will not settle for a life that is small and safe. You will chase challenges like a hunter chasing prey. You will expand your mind, your body, your spirit until you are unrecognizable from the average man who chose to stay comfortable. Comfort zones kill ambition. But if you kill your comfort zone first, there will be nothing that can stop you.